Dear students, welcome to the C programming class. In this class, today we are going to write the some programs using arrays. Okay, what we are doing today? Today we are writing programs writing programs using array. Okay, in the last class you studied about the arrays. What are the arrays? How to declare the arrays? And I think we have written the one small program also, how to read and print the array. Today let us write the more programs on arrays. First program is write a C program, to find sum of 10 numbers. Okay, how many numbers? 10 numbers are there. We have to find out the sum. Okay, so as it same, begin the program with the comment line. This is your comment line. Next, what you have to write? You have to write the include files. How many files we needed? We needed the 2 files, that is stdio.h and the hash include conio.h. conio.h. Students, here I want to tell you one thing. So here actually we are having the different types of the header files. So okay, usually we are using the another one header file that is called the mat.h. If you want to find any trigonometric functions or the any standard deviation, then we are going to use the mat.h. Dear students, please you do one thing. Please, you just try to write the programs using mat.h. Okay, that is helpful for your mathematics also. Okay, let us continue this program. Okay, what is this meaning here? The 10 numbers are there. You have to find out the sum of the 10 numbers. Okay, so another one point in the arrays is usually the declaration part and the reading part is same for almost all programs. Only the next step you have to change, depends on the aim of the program. Okay, so here what happened, the same thing is there, and next we have to start the program with the keyword called main and the opening brace. Afterwards what you have to do, we have to first is the declaration part, how to declare, and the sum of which numbers we have to give. If it is not given in the program, you can take any one, but we have mentioned in the program means you have to write that is it of the integer or is it of the float. Okay, so let us find the integer int a of 10. Okay, int a of 10, that means here you are going to find the sum of integer 10 integer values, and I need the another one variable, that is I, and here we are finding the sum means I need the another one variable called sum, but I will take only the yes. After this what we have to do, we have to read that 10 numbers. How to read the array? The same procedure you have to follow what I showed in the first program. For reading, we have to take the for statement. For I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, and I plus plus, and next is the scanf. Next is the scanf. What I have to write here? Percentage D ampersand A of I. Okay. Okay, after this you have to find the sum. Okay, till now the same program is there what we have written for almost all arrays. Till now the same thing is there. So these two lines are going to perform the reading array. Okay, reading array using keyboard. Here you may ask the question that, ma'am, can we assign the values? You can assign, no problem, but writing the 10 numbers is somewhat okay, but it is more means once again it is very difficult. So that is why reading the data from the keyboard is the good practice to write the program. Next, what we have to do? We have to find the sum. For the sum, what we have to do means, once again you start with the for I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. And just my another one point is, just you think that what I told, a of 0 is your first element, a of 1 is your second element, a of 2 is your third element. So find the sum of the numbers means you have to add from a of 0 plus a of 1 plus a of 2, like that up to a of 9. So that is why here once again I am going to take this for I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. And next what I will do, I will write S is equal to S plus A of I. Okay. Another one important point is here, whenever you are finding the sum, you put the sum variable is equal to 0. I think I have already explained that why you have to put the S is equal to 0. Otherwise what happens? We are going to get the garbage value. So that is why you have to put the sum is equal to 0. Only for 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 lines you are going to get the sum. If you have written the next sentence is printf sum is equal to percentage D, where the sum is present, it is present in yes, and close this program. Okay, you are going to get the sum of 10 integer numbers. If you want, you can change the same program for the 100,000 or any number of elements. Okay, so just I will tell you how it is going to add the number in the system. Okay, so just for if anybody interested, you can see, and it is very interesting, and also you should know how it is going to add. If you understand that concept, then it is very easy to write the program, students. Otherwise it is somewhat difficult. Just try to understand the concept. Okay, and this is very helpful for your future also. And another one thing is, if you are perfect with the C language, no, you can learn any languages. Always what happens, the concepts are same in almost all programs, only the syntax is different. That is why try to understand the concept. Okay, I am trying to explain you how much I know. Okay, so even though if you have any doubts means, you can ask me anytime. Okay, just I will show you what is the process is going on in the system, how it is going to add. Okay, till now I think all of we know this. So when you have declared a of 10, what happens, and why we have to declare I and s, and it is going to read. Till now all of we know this. So what happens here for the a of 0? So let us take, I have given the 12, And similarly for the a of 1, we have taken as 5. Only I will take 2. A of 2 is equal to a of t is equal to, let us take the 2. Similarly, the values are assigned till a of 9. Okay, you have taken a of 9 is equal to 1 like that. That means this is read by this statement. Now what happens, you see, for I is equal to 0. Okay, here I will write for I is equal to 0, what happens? For I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0 is nothing but, so here you see I is equal to 0 means what happens here? I is equal to 0. 0 is less than 10. Condition is true. Then what happens? It is going to execute this statement. Okay, what happens here? For I is equal to 0, S is equal to, S means 0 plus A of 0. A of 0 is nothing but how much? It is 12. Okay, it is going to add. Now your sum contains 12. Okay. Okay, now move to the I is equal to 2. Now when I is equal to 1. Okay, when what happens when your I is equal to 1? I is equal to 1. What is S is equal to? Here you see I is equal to I plus plus means I is equal to 1. So the condition is true. When the condition is true means S is equal to S plus A of 1. Okay, S is equal to S plus A of 1. S is now its previous value is it is taking, that is 12 plus A of 1. What is the value of A of 1? A of 1 is equal to 5. It will take the 5 and the sum is equal to 17 is stored in S. Next, I value is incremented, that is I is equal to 2. Check the conditions, that is 2 is less than 10. Condition true. For I is equal to 2, S is equal to how much? 17 plus A of 2. A of 2 is equal to 2. This 19. Like this what happens? Your I value is incremented till I is equal to 9. Okay, and finally whatever may be the sum, it is going to find the sum according to your values given. And finally when I is equal to 10, what happens? It checks the condition. If I is nothing but what? 10 is less than 10. What happens? I less than 10. The condition is true. Condition is false. When the condition is false means it is not going to execute this one. It is going to print the value. Okay, it is present in the sum. Like this, what happens? Computer is going to find the sum of the 10 numbers. Okay, in this way, if you are analyzing, this is called what? The analysis. Actually, this type of the questions is not asked in the examination, but we will ask the questions as what is the output of this program? Like that we are asking by giving some instructions. It may be in the arrays or it may be in the while, do, while or increment, decrement operators. Okay, like this we will ask the questions. But if you know this means what happens, if you understood this flow, it is very easy to write the program, and without executing you should know if the program is executing or not. Okay, and similarly now this is what your addition of the program. Okay, next we will do for the next one. Let us write the second program. Which program we will write now? Okay, we will write the program for finding the largest number in an array. Finding the largest, largest, largest number in array. Largest number in array. Okay, finding the largest number in array. Okay, as usual, what happens? Include function, include section you have to write first. First you write the include section. Next you write the main program. Let us begin the main program. Okay, next opening brace. Next is the declaration. Here for the easy purpose I will take only the three variables. Int a of 3 is equal to, I will assign the values here. I am not going to read that values 10, 12 and the 9. Okay, so that for analysis, for me it is analysis is easy. Okay, that is why I have taken only the 3. The same program can be used for any numbers. Okay, so here what happens, I want to find out this, which one is the biggest number. Okay, what you have to do means you have to take the another one variable called large. Okay, you take one variable as int large, and next what I will do means I will assign large is equal to a of 0. What happens here? Large is equal to, large is a one variable. In that large you have assigned a of 0 value. That means here I will write I will write a of 0 is equal to how much? 10. Okay, a of 0 is equal to 10, a of 1 is 12, a of 2 is 9. And now your large is equal to a of 0 means a of 0 value is assigned to this large. That means large is equal to 10. Next, what I will do? So what we have to do means we have to check how to find out the largest number. You are going to compare this with this, this with this. Finally, we are going to decide that which one is the big number. For that, I have to take the for statement. For I is equal to 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus. What I should write here means if large is less than a of I. We have to check each and every digit. If large is less than a of I, then what happens? Large should be replaced by a of I. Okay, not a of 0, it is a of I. You see here, I will tell you once again what you should do for finding the largest number. You take for I is equal to 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus. Okay, opening brace. If large is less than a of I, that means this value is less than this one. Then we have to replace this is equal to this. Okay. Next, what we have to do, if this is false means what happens? This is not going to execute. So what I will tell, else continue. If this is true means it is going to continue. Then close this. Okay, finally you are going to printf largest number is nothing but where it is present in the large. It is present in the large. This is the program for finding the largest number. You see here what I told. Just I will write the analysis. A equal to 0. Sorry, A of 0 is equal to 10. Large is equal to 10. Just I will show 1 or 2. So first what happens for I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0. Condition is true. 0 is less than 3. If large means it contains 10 is less than A of 0, that is less than 10. What happens the condition? Condition is false. When the condition is false means this statement is not going to executed. Correct? According to your if statement, else continue. So what it does, it is going to increment the I value. Now your I value is equal to 1. Okay, I value is equal to 1. It is showing cross. Okay, why I don't know. Okay. So now it is correct. For I is equal to 1, what happens? Once again, 1 is less than 3, condition is true. So here 1, that means I is equal to 1. Large still contains 10 only. Okay, 10 is less than A of 1. What is the value of A of 1? 10. 12. Okay, large, that means 10 is less than 12. What happens here? Condition is true. 10 is less than 12. When the condition is true means what happens? This is going to execute. That means large is equal to A of 1. Now our large variable contains what? A of 1. A of 1 is nothing but it is 12. Okay, just try to understand what I am explaining. It is very easy to write the program when you understood this. Okay. This type of the program may asked in the examination, and I think we are going to perform the practical also for this one. Next what happens after this also? It is going to increment this I. Now your I is equal to 2. When I is equal to 2, what happens? 2 is less than 3. Condition is true. When the condition is true means once again it checks the value. No, if large is nothing but now it is how much? It is 12. Large contains 12 in the previous I value. Okay, 12 is less than A of 2. What is A of 2 value? 9. 12 is less than 9. Is the condition is true? No, it is not true. Then this is not going to execute. Else continue you are told. So it is incremented the I value. So large contains the 12 only. Okay. And next. Now I is incremented, that is 3 is less. I is equal to now how much it is? 3. 3 is less than 3 is your condition. Is the condition is true or false? It is false. 3 is not less than 3. Condition is false. When the condition is false means what happens? This whole block of the for is not going to execute when this condition is false. Which is going to execute? This printf is going to execute. Here what you told? Percentage D large. What is the value present in the large? 12 is the present in the large. So 12 is going to print. And finally you are going to end the program. Okay, so what is your answer? Answer is 12. Just you see, I have given how many numbers? 3 numbers. That is 10, 12 and the 9. Which one is the big? 10, 12, 9. 12 is the big. So it is going to print the 12. Okay, so students, what you do means you try to analyze the program by taking 5 variables. Just you take the 5 variable, analyze in the large, you should get the 5th one. Okay, sorry, you should get the biggest number in the 5th one. Okay, please try to analyze. And the next is, my next question is here. So in the previous program, what I wrote, I think I wrote the to find the sum for the 10 numbers. Okay, in the previous program, just you have seen. So what I wrote, it is going to find the sum of 10 integers, correct? Okay, and this is the program I wrote to find the greatest of three numbers. And next question is, you are going to write the program to find the smallest number in a array. You take the 5 for the smallest and 5 for the largest and analyze the same programs. So my doubt is here, I want to find the 5 means just here I am going to change the 5, correct? And next, if I want for the 10 means here I will write the 10. 100 means I will do 100, so it is going to find that one. But I don't know the C language and I don't know where I should change. Then what to do? And they actually we have to write the program for the others they are using in the companies. Okay, you have to write for that, you have to write the general program. For the general program, what you should do means you have to take this as n, and before this you have to read that n value. Okay, always we have to write the general program because that person is not interested to learn the C language and they don't know. Here we know, here we are going to change. If anybody told me to find the largest number in 5 means here you are going and changing, and here you are giving the 5 numbers, or you are assigning reading the values from the keyboard is 5. So what you do means you write the general program for the largest number in a array and smallest number in a array. General program is nothing but what? First, you think that this is one n variable. This n should be declared before writing here, and read that n value, and that is taken by the program. Okay, please try to write that one. In the next video, I will upload that programs using the n variables. Okay, meet in the next video.